All right, it's Vince back with another video, and in this video we're going to talk about being the change. And you could be the change in someone's life. First off, we'll start this video. I'll let you know about my personal situation. I at one time in my life, I had the beautiful wife. I had the big house, money, cars, could travel anywhere. I mean, I had it rolling. I had the dream life. Like I said, I had all this stuff in my life, everything that you could ever want in your life, and I had it all. I mean, it was the dream life, and at one time, but things change. They really do. And then all this stuff, all the dream life, it all crashed in on me, and I found myself divorced, broke, in a small apartment, and it all came caving in on me at once. And at the time, what did I turn to? I turned to the same thing anyone else does when they're going through hard times. I turned to alcohol and lust of women and gambling and spending my money on stuff I didn't need to spend it on. I mean, that's just what you do when you're sad and depressed. You turn to vices, and I did that. But I want to let you know, 5 years later, in 2021, I'm after giving my life to God, I'm in such a good spot. I'm in such a wonderful spot where I want to give back. These YouTube videos, I get nothing for them. I don't get a penny for them, and that's okay. That's not what these videos are meant for. They're not meant for views. They're not meant for money. They're not meant for attention or fame. They're meant for you to hear my words when you're having a bad day and know that it's okay to struggle. Know that God is with you on days where you're struggling. It's okay, and everything is going to be okay because God loves you, and you have the power to be the change. You can be the change in someone's life, whether it's a simple thing, whether it's just offering them a simple act of kindness throughout that day, whether it's someone comes up to you in a public setting and they say hello, and you giving them your attention and being kind back when they expect really negativity. How many people do you work with on a day-to-day basis where it's so negative to be around them, and you know that they're not going to say anything, you know that they're not going to be kind back, half the time they're going to have their music in their AirPods and ignore you? How good does that make you feel when they take a few minutes and they invest in the conversation with you? And it feels good because now you're engaged in this conversation with them, and they gave you their time, they gave you their attention, and they were all in, and they felt you back. They felt your presence. They felt your aura. It's all faith. It's all faith driven. And you could be that change in someone's life when someone is having a rough time, and you just give them a few minutes of your time and you give them that kindness back. It's the most unbelievable feeling you can give someone, to be the change. Be that one guy who legit cares back. You'll uplift them, they'll uplift you back, and we're making the world a happier place by being the change. And I truly believe this concept. I truly believe that we can all make a difference in each other's lives. When everything hit loose last year, everything broke loose in 2020. We had the virus outbreak, and everybody went home and panicked and wiped out the grocery stores, and we were all really scared of the virus. We all stayed away from each other. It was a very negative time in March of 2020 for everyone. Coronavirus hit everyone hard, and we went through that. And then last summer, it was a hard time for everyone with the riots. It was a very negative time. Everybody was upset about what happened to George Floyd. And people said, I'm going to send a message about his death. And they did, in a big way, and the message had to be sent, and it was one of those things. The message got sent, and it got sent in a big way. And the devil had a playground with some of that but at the same time, there's a lot of good people sending a message like, hey, racism isn't cool. But, I'm off topic here. But, oh crap, I just got a message on my phone that Rush Limbaugh died. That's crazy. Anyways, be the change. Be different. Give kindness. Give love back. When someone doesn't see it coming, hit them with kindness. Let them know you care. Be that guy who can love people when they thought you were a jerk. It's the most amazing feeling. I had worked with a guy for 6 years, and me and him had never gotten along. Never gotten along. And then we got in a situation where he went through some stuff in his life, and he didn't expect someone to be kind to him back. He didn't expect me to be kind to him back, because I had been kind to him in 6 years. And then I gave him that love back. And for now, in the last 2-3 weeks, every time he's seen me, he's chatted my ear off. And he's really internalized me and liked me because I was there for him when he was going through a rough time. And he appreciated that. Even though he didn't ask for it, I gave him that love back when he needed it. When he was going through his personal things in his life, I gave him that love back. And now he's reciprocating it. And he loves me back for being there. And it's just a circle. You give the kindness, for no reason. You want no gain in it. I wanted nothing back from him except for him to know that he's loved by God and that I cared that he was going through a difficult situation, and give the love back, and it'll be given back to you. I have received so much love in my life by just loving first. It's the most incredible, awe-inspiring journey that you can go on in your life to give love and be the change, and there's YouTube really needs it. YouTube is filled up with miserable people who are just having a rough time, and they're completely distant from their faith and distant from God, and they want to write these mean and hateful comments, because they haven't found their relationship with God yet. But once you find it, oh my goodness, your faith will just take over your life. Your love for everyone and everything will just take over your life. And I'm not, I got a couple comments that's like, hey, fake priest, it's not about being fake. It's about being kind. And one day, hopefully, if I meet you, you'll see. That's just who Vince is. Came from a broken, miserable, depressed, alcoholic, chewing his tobacco, lusting over every girl who came in sight, a broken, miserable fool on his way to an early exit in this life, to someone who wants to give kindness and love back. And you could do it too. You absolutely could do it. If you're feeling broken and miserable and depressed and upset, you go through something traumatic in your life, you can give that love back, no matter how hard it seems, or that's impossible. You can give it back. I have one more point. I'm trying to think about it, but you can give it back. Be the difference. Be the change. I'm telling you, it's what's going to save this world is us being kind to one another. In the end, like I told you guys, you don't go to heaven with anything. You don't go to heaven with the biggest car. You don't go to heaven with your big muscles. You don't go to heaven with your wife. You don't go to heaven with any of that. You go to heaven with your character and how kind you've been to people and the way you've lived your life all along. And that's how you go to heaven. And that's what you get judged on in the end. Final point. Somebody asked me, well, if God is real, then why does this bad stuff happen to him? I don't have an answer for you why bad stuff happens to good people. I don't know why those people got shot in Las Vegas in October 2017. I don't have an answer. My suggestion would be, after something traumatic like that happens, give it to God. Give the pain to God. Love him, and everything will be okay in the end. I promise you. Even though it seems like your world's crumbled, give him your love. Trust him, and he'll be there for you. No matter what happens, he'll be there for you. Thank you.